Welcome to the last day of Josh being Canadian. Reddit on Wiki starts right now.
Get therapy.
I'm not reading.
Get therapy.
What's up, Wikimaniacs, and welcome back.
Can you
damn
see
right. You damn right.
by the dawn's...
Eagle sound.
Oh, wait, that's not the eagle sound. Wait, I gotta look up the real one.
No, the fake eagle sound.
What's up, Wikimaniacs, and welcome back to a Monday Reddit Readings episode of Reddit on Wiki. I'm your host today, the Punny Pinoy John. With me, as usual, are my fellow Americans, Josh and Sean. What's up, boys?
Bought a gun.
You fit right in, brother. You're already white. You good?
Got my Dunkins. What else you guys got down there?
No health insurance.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's gonna...
Lost that.
I should go to the doctor.
And no TikTok, Josh.
Damn it. What's the benefits?
Nothing. It's the pride.
I guess I got moved to a warmer climate. I guess that's the only
You'll win at sports now.
Shit. He's right.
You can
Our
enjoy
hockey
that.
team will be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hey, jokes aside, we know it's inauguration day today, but, we're going to kind of try to do our best to
Oh, is
help you
it?
guys keep it.
Oh
is,
my God.
Unfortunately.
No TikTok.
You should-
Inauguration of Trump.
Mhm.
Today fucking sucks.
Yeah, well, I think TikTok was yesterday when this comes out.
I know, but this
Yeah.
is day one without TikTok.
Oh, yeah. The withdrawal starts today.
Yeah.
It
I'm already
starts-
having it now. I'm just scrolling as much as I can. Time of recording.
Sean,
Oh, yeah.
Sean's going to burn out his phone battery.
My weekly update. You've spent 17 hours a day.
Oh, my
I
God.
never want to leave you.
Please don't leave me. Don't
I'm going to
ever
miss my
go.
Chinese spy. They know me so well.
Knows what I
No
like.
other app has my algorithm this good. Fuck.
So today's episode, I'm pulling a Sean here. It's gonna be a Sean sandwich.
Oh.
So it's gonna start out, crazy, and then I'm gonna kind of mellow down a little bit, and then it's gonna end. Oh shit. So, but before we get started, boys, anything you want to bring up?
I don't think so.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Oh, also, we said in our last episode we are doing a campaign to, help with disaster relief in Los Angeles, with all the fires are going right now. So, and Josh said it in the beginning too, or the last episode as well. If you're a Wikimaniac that lives there in California and LA specifically, we're pulling for you, and hopefully everything is safe. But all the donation links are going to be in our show notes, and it's going to be on our PayPal page. So if you'd like to donate to a good cause and helping Californians get back in their feet, that's going to be provided on the show notes for you guys. But anything else before, boys?
You know what our president said when asked about climate change recently?
Our
Who did he
president.
Talk to him, Sean.
Yeah, what do you say?
You're president
Yeah.
now too, Josh? He said, believe me, it'll get cooler. Trust me. I'm pretty sure it'll get cool. Bitch, that's not the point, dude. That's not the fucking point, bro. I can't believe we're in big 2025 and people are still able to deny climate change. Bitch,
It's all
we-
around us.
we got 10 years left, man. Fuck.
Let's make it a good one.
Because we're not here for a long time, so it better be a good time, all right?
And
but
40% of the 10 years left, we got fucking Donald Trump, man. Fuck.
You should have told Sean it was inauguration day after the episode.
God.
He's already
damn
mad.
He's in doomer mode.
Fucking ruined.
But before we get started, I don't know if you guys remember, but my first Reddit reading story. Remember we did an episode or a story about an OP who was celebrating their life, right, or their new life, and we were wondering if this was meant for us because it was a personal story.
Okay.
So I did get a confirmation from this OP that they did copy and paste it to other podcast pages, but we are the only 3-person group that they listened to, and that story was tailored to us.
Whoa.
And this is what's gonna make Sean happy, they're also a YouTube member.
Oh.
Whoa. Hell yeah.
So
Thank you.
shout out to Sedso1991. Thanks for letting us know, and we appreciate you
Thanks
for
Absolutely.
writing us
saying
specifically
so.
for us.
I thought you said this was
Yes.
starting bad. That was a good update.
Yeah, but now it's gonna get bad, brother. All right. So first story
Teased
of
us.
the day. And And this is a shout out to my favorite podcast, Rotten Mango, because I got the story idea from them.
The fuck?
Oh.
Thought Shots and Thoughts was your favorite podcast.
Oh,
It's
they haven't
nobody's
been,
favorite.
they just haven't been putting any episodes at all, right?
Yeah.
That's fair.
So there is a trigger warning for this story. It involves murder.
Oh, God, we wished for it too much. It came true.
Starting off hot, right?
All right.
All right. Title of this story, and this one is posted by Ashamed Midscore Village Midscore 9155. The title is My 29 Male Girlfriend 28 Female is Penpals with a convicted murderer. How do we work through this?
Ooh, that's spicy.
So, story goes as this. I, 29 male, have a serious girlfriend, 28 female, of a little over a year, who I'll refer to as J. We have a lot of mutual friends and generally share the same friend group, which is how we met. So, I don't want to risk going to any of my friends about this. Not that I think they'd have any idea what to tell me anyway, and I'm afraid they'd start to see her or treat her differently. Anyway, we've gotten really serious over the last 6 months or so, to the point that we've been looking into apartments and even picked out a couple of options. My current lease ends next month, and hers will be up in November, so it's kind of perfect timing. We both have decent jobs and make comparable money. Agreed to a 50-50 on all costs for the foreseeable future, all that good adult stuff. I've been really excited to start this new chapter with her. I even started casually looking at rings a couple months ago because honestly, I feel like she is the one for me. She's smart, beautiful, funny, loved by nearly everyone she meets, and just overall the best person I've ever met, let alone dated. Now, on to the issue. About 2 weeks ago, I was spending the weekend at her place. We usually alternate weekends at one another's apartment and sometimes spend weeknights together. I ended up catching some kind of stomach bug or something on Sunday and took a sick day off work on Monday. Jay invited me to stay at her apartment until at least Monday night since I still wasn't feeling well enough to drive back home. And she was really sweet about it and offered to take care of me, make me soup, all that good stuff. She works 10 to 6 on Mondays, so I was in the apartment alone during that time. And I mostly slept and spent time in the bathroom. But at one point, I didn't make it to the toilet in time and made a pretty gross mess on her bathroom floor.
What the fuck?
I wonder what kind of mess.
How did you
Christ.
not?
Hey, stomach bugs, bro.
Yeah,
like
I
they-
guess that's
You
true.
can't control any of that.
I'd just be sitting on the toilet.
The whole time. I really didn't want to leave it for her to deal with it, so I called to ask if she had any extra towels she didn't really care about that I could use to clean up the mess. She didn't answer.
Towels? Towel. Go buy some at Walmart, right?
Boy, he's gonna shit on the floor at Walmart.
I don't know. There's towels is crazy.
She didn't answer because she was busy at work and not near her phone. So I went digging through her linen closet, looking behind all the really good towels and blankets to find the rattier and stained ones.
Damn, what would you do in that situation?
I don't know,
I
bro.
don't know.
Kill all her
That's
paper
crazy.
towels, basically.
I made
Yeah.
fun of towels, but now I'm like, what
Now
would
you're
I
thinking,
do in
yeah.
that situation?
I guess,
Yeah.
yeah, like using an old towel. I guess that is the.
The
And then just
sensible thing to
trashing
do
it.
at the
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
Ugh, that's terrible. What a terrible situation.
They ended up being on the top shelf, and I was weak and frustrated. So when I pulled them down, a couple other things that were stuffed away there came falling down, including a shoebox I'd never seen before. I really don't like going through her things when she's not around because we respect each other's privacy, and I completely trust her.
So I went through it.
Yeah.
So anyways, this is like fucking Raj going through like his girlfriend's things of Big Bang Theory.
What a pull.
I know.
I never watched that one.
I liked
you
it.
didn't miss too much.
Oh, damn.
But as I was cleaning up what I'd spilled, I happened to notice something odd, and I just couldn't help but be a little nosy. It was an envelope addressed to her, and the return addresses was a prison in another state.
But I respect her, and I didn't read.
As I looked at the other stuff in the shoebox, I found way more envelopes just like it, as well as some drawings. I'll admit, in a moment of weakness, I could not help myself. I had to see what was going on. This is where I feel the need to explain that I found it so odd because she has told me everything about her past, her family, her childhood. I could name every pet she's ever had, and I've met her parents, both her siblings, and quite a few of her cousins, aunts, and uncles. And not once has anyone, least of all her, told me about knowing anyone in prison, let alone communicating with them. So as it turns out, these letters dated back way before we even started dating. And the most recent one was from about 3 months ago. Obviously, I didn't see the one she sent, but the ones she received were very affectionate, question mark, for lack of a better term, like something long-distance lovers would write to each other. I know Jay has a big interest in true crime and listens to a lot of podcasts, watches a lot of documentaries, all that stuff. Nothing really unusual since it seems like a ton of women are really into true crime these days. But I recognized this guy's name pretty quickly, and knowing what he did and finding out my girlfriend, who I adore and love so deeply, actually talks to him this way is really fucking with my head. I won't name the guy specifically in case that violates some kind of rule on here, but let's just say his case was huge and fairly recent, like within the last 5 years, and he very brutally killed his pregnant wife and 2 kids. He even confessed, for fuck's sake.
I
Is this the guy that hid their bodies in like a
lied.
My speculation is Chris Watts as well.
Is that the Netflix
That's the-
one?
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
big.
Oh,
Yeah. I ended up reading through about 3 or 4 of the letters until they literally made me sick. Then I put everything back just the way I'd found it, cleaned up my mess in a bathroom, and drove myself home. I texted her and made up an excuse that I was feeling better enough to get myself home and that I just wanted to sleep in my own bed so I could return to work as usual the next day.
He cleaned the mess?
He did.
Okay. That'd be
But
great.
honestly,
Can you imagine?
But honestly, I could hardly bear to look at her afterwards. Since then, we've spent a few days together. But I've made up excuses as to why I've been so busy to spend much time with her. In all honesty, I really want to talk to her about this, but I'm afraid she'll lie or I don't know. I'm even more afraid, I guess, that she'll just tell me the truth and expect me to be okay with it. I still love her, deeply. And I miss her every hour of every day, and I've been sleeping like shit and super distracted throughout the day trying to figure out how to handle this. I can't talk to anyone about it, and I really, really do not want to just end the relationship over this. I genuinely see a future with this woman. I love her with all my heart, and I don't know that I will ever find anyone else I care about this much. But how do I move past this? Is there a part of it I'm not considering? I know most of you will probably say, just talk to her. And I know that's logically the best plan, but at the same time, what if she confesses to being in love with a sick fucking murderer?
well, then you'll know.
Then that's
What
your
do you
sign to
mean?
leave.
Have that conversation,
Yeah.
I think.
This dude killed his entire family in cold blood, and how could she even entertain the idea of writing to him, let alone those kinds of letters? Maybe it's just a morbid curiosity on her part? And if I do just talk to her about it, what do I say? How do I even approach the subject? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. And before any of the paranoid people will pop in, no, I do not think she has been or would ever cheat on me. I don't know if I even consider this cheating since it's just letters and they'll never realistically meet face to face. But just the idea that she would want to correspond with this guy is sickening to me. How do we get past it? And maybe she just needs some serious therapy for some sort of issue she's never realized she has. I don't know. I'm truly at loss here. Thanks for reading.
Yeah, I mean, like, like everything you're saying, you can only find out if you have a conversation with her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
If it is some deep rooted thing that she maybe needs therapy for, she's only going to get that. Like if you confront her and ask her about it, and she tells you about something from her past, or if she's into this guy, which is crazy. I do remember the story now. I looked him up there quickly. It's an insane story.
It is. It was basically Gone Girl.
Never watched
reversed.
that one. I
Yeah.
heard that was good.
Reverse, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not reversed, I guess, because she did technically. Yeah. Anyway. So the only way you're going to get answers is having a conversation with her. He said this isn't cheating, but depending on what those letters said, I would count them as emotional cheating depending on
I do too.
how far it went.
It's the one that was recent, like 3 months ago. Like he did say that he doesn't know when she sent that to, but because a lot of the letters was like predating him.
Right.
But getting it 3 months ago, or 3 months ago, basically, that, I mean, it's not unlikely that she was still corresponding with him during the time they were together. So I would consider it, especially them explaining that the content of the letters are a little bit more on the affectionate side.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I think it is for sure emotional cheating.
Yeah, if they're calling each other like pet names and something,
Mhm.
but also like what you said, you have to have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
But also, if they're calling each other Pookie, then it's kind of like, all right, well, I mean, clearly it's over, right?
Also, insane to call someone who just murdered his pregnant wife and kids 5 years ago Pookie, like, or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, not obviously not Pookie. Anything. And I'm all for rehabilitation and like prisoners having
Not this motherfucker.
like access to like communication to the outside world and stuff like that. But yeah, people like these who haven't done any sort of retribution or anything like that. Like he's only been there for a few years, and
Yeah.
like the crime he committed was so horrifying that I'm like, yeah, I think people shouldn't be wanting to write to you other than news reporters. You know what I mean? That should be the limit. So
I always think it's strange
Crazy.
whenever a conventionally normal looking person gets written to. Like, they're known for murder, and people will write and send like pictures of themselves and wanting to
marry
like,
them.
have fantasies of
Yeah.
marrying them and stuff like that. Goes both ways, men and women.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's just like, wait, one, they look normal. You could go out on the street and find
you can
this
find a
very
dude like
person.
that.
Yeah. And two, you know what they've done.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Why? Again, like I'm with Josh. I believe in, rehab and things like that. But also, I don't know if this guy is
for way lesser crimes though. Like,
yeah.
not
There's
not,
certain
not
ones.
these types of
No.
crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some that I'm like, nope, one and done.
lock them
Get
up.
the fuck,
Yeah.
you're done. Yeah,
I don't know with murdering your family.
Yeah. Yeah. That was and then lying, like he lied about it and hid them. Like it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many fucked up things about that case, but anyway, yeah, talk to her.
yeah. So one of the top comments here from Winter Lower Score Apartment 376 wrote, "You should understand that Reddit is full of teenagers giving life advice.
That is
There's
true.
adults here too
Yeah,
giving
30-year-old
advice.
idiots giving life advice.
There are a bunch of teenagers out there too, though.
There are, yeah.
Sometimes I'll read the stuff and I'm like, there's
How old?
no way you could vote, right? there's just, this is impossible, right?
Reddit is also full of people who give toxic and destructive advice. That's me. Believing that you should immediately walk away from any issue. That said, I grew up in a healthy family and have had healthy relationships and fair amount of life experience. Here's my thinking. You are postponing the likely conflict and focusing on ignoring the problem you have discovered.
Yeah.
It is a human reaction. Many of us have done it. I don't want to tell you what to do, but here are the options I see. You can avoid talking about this, and you can leave her without telling the real reason. You can bury it deep down and continue the relationship without ever mentioning it.
No, that's a bad plan.
No,
That's
because
not
that's-
a good
yeah.
one.
Yeah. And of course, you can do what is a generally mature thing. Tell her the truth and ask about it. Yes, it might hurt, and yes, it might be the end of your relationship, either by you not being able to stay knowing the answer or her deciding that she doesn't want to be with a person who snoops/doesn't trust her. Or it might go much easier than you expected. Perhaps she's doing some journalistic thing or similarly.
Oh, that's
These are
true.
all options.
But not based on the pet names or
Yeah.
whatever.
The romantic kind
Yeah.
of connotation in the notes. These are all options. Take time and decide what
Unless
to
she's
do
a
and how to phrase it.
Double agent in order to get information. She has to call him.
I mean, they got his ass already, bro.
Yeah,
think
I don't know
what. These are all options. Take time and decide what to do and how to phrase it. But in my humble experience, I would take a day, not more, and then tell her you want to talk about something. And they put a little suggestion text on what they can use. Babe, I made a mess in bathroom. I was looking for some old towels and I found something. I'm really sorry for snooping, but it made me super stressed. Could you tell me what that was?
What was the accident? What accident did you?
I should have lowered your floor.
And ruin your favorite towels.
And then listen. Ask more questions. Try not to attack her or get defensive. Then thank her for her honesty and then tell her you need some time to process. You can't really fully process it without knowing the circumstances, which I agree. I think that is the adult thing to do is have that conversation and kind of like what that commenter said. You might not like what you hear, but at least you got the answer to your burning questions, basically.
And then you can decide on whether to stay with them or not. So
yeah.
which
Personally, if that was me and if I found out my spouse was having like a pen pal conversation with a damn murderer, I would feel some type of way that they're participating in that type of thing.
well, yeah, or glorifying it or anything like that. Yeah. There's
Or dismissing the fact that this person is a fucking killer and a murderer.
Yeah.
I did hate like how they sensationalized like, Ted Bundy when his case was very
They
popular.
do it to
like
many
how,
of them.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
Even the what's her name, Casey Anthony. People were
Casey Anthony. I know Sean was mentioning like, oh, these conventionally like handsome or good looking
Just regular
people.
looking people.
No, I said conventionally regular.
Regular. You'd be surprised. There are people who like I don't know if you know who Gacy is. They call him the killer clown.
Yeah.
He's not the best looking dude, but a lot of people obsessed over him too and writing him shit like that. So
Yeah.
I think it's just the thrill of it, but it's weird behavior to me.
That's weird.
Super weird.
It is. Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next story. This one's gonna be kind of light. We need a little palate cleanser. So I went to r/ask Reddit and I went to an NSFW version of it
course you
because
did.
I found it a little funny.
Yep.
The title for this one is a recent lower score tourist 1913 asked, "What's an NSFU confession you've been dying to share anonymously?"
Oh
Oh
gosh.
no. I shit on
All
my
right.
girlfriend's floor.
And I liked it. So a wartime conciliere, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, met a girl on Tinder who I had a super casual relationship with for a few months. We both knew it wouldn't lead to any more, but the sex was incredible. We would have incredibly kinky sex too, and it was generally a lot of fun. It ended when she moved away for work. But I saw her 2 years later when I attended my cousin's engagement party.
Oh no.
Turns out my cousin lived in the same city that she moved to, and they both dated and got engaged and eventually married. We were both shocked to see each other, but played it off like we never met and swore to never tell my cousin.
That's crazy.
Feels like she's lying to your cousin. I mean, I guess
It looks like it happened before.
it did. It
The
did. You're
cousin
right.
was in a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Mission of the truth is lying still.
Gray area.
But
I would love to know if that was my partner. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Or would you? Because would it change anything really?
I wouldn't want to know. I'd be like, you know what you did in the past before me, I don't give a shit. That's
See,
your life.
Yeah.
that's kind of how it would be. It'd be like, okay. I mean, that's a little weird, but also no one knew. This is like a
I feel like I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to know.
I
Be
don't
honest.
want to know.
Like if that was truly the past, all it's gonna do is hurt me.
but I don't know. For me, it's like I don't know why that would hurt me necessarily because it's like, well, she chose me. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, no,
At the end of
no.
the day, yeah.
I'm a weak bitch. I'm just saying. I'd be like, oh man,
At least you know. That's okay.
Sean's gonna be hella insecure, bro. It's like,
wait.
was he better?
I mean, clearly I'm better because you're with me. But
Or did you settle?
I like you for other things.
Was it micro too, or is it?
No, it runs in the family.
all my male cousins listening, you gotta stop fucking lying about the micro thing. It's really affecting us too now.
Dude, I bet you Sean is packing, bro.
No. Don't build it up either. I'm average.
PSI Min commented, "Years ago, I was fixing a lag issue with my boyfriend's parents' computer. His dad was the pastor of his church. I was tracking where they downloaded malware and had noticed a ton of sites in browser history about using vegetables as sex toys.
Oh,
The next day, they had us help them with their backyard garden. They were growing rows of carrots and cucumbers.
That's crazy.
My boyfriend kept asking me why I was so quiet, and I didn't have the heart to ever say why."
oh man. wait. What, he was a pastor? Did you say?
He was a pastor,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
You know what? As long as it's vegetables, you know what I'm saying?
God's watching you.
God would rather the pastor masturbate than fucking.
That's true.
Jesus. Harm Boy commented, "My mom bought me a build your own sock monkey kit for Christmas when I was 13.
No.
I started it. One night, I saw it just sitting there with the bottom open where cotton was stuffed into it. I fucked it. Then, in a fit of a remorse of guilt, buried it in the backyard at night. Years later, my dog dug it up and brought it inside.
Oh,
My mom has questions, but I had no answers. Only silence."
he beat his monkey with a sock.
I would have just been like, it started talking to me, so I had to do.
We beat it up like gorilla.
Jesus. The dream again.
Mm.
Back to 2 weeks in a row referencing the dream.
Just showing our age.
You know,
here,
you
brother.
know.
Random ass dudes commented, I have tried to suck my own dick. And then Strange Sandwich commented, unfortunately, it's like they say. It feels more like you're sucking a dick than having your dick sucked.
Oh, he was
I have
successful.
read that comment.
And then Smelly Cheese Curd commented, finally, some closure to this question.
Man.
And then last one here, Get Them Vitamins commented, I enjoy occasionally, once in a blue moon, a soft peck on the lips. Where a normal geek commented, whore.
Oh, God.
Wow, I didn't know we were getting that racy on the podcast today.
Gosh, bro.
Soft pack.
Mm-mm. All right. Moving on to the next story. This one is cross-posted by one of our goats, Riding Giraffe.
Oh,
Thank you,
sorry,
thank
Ringo's,
you.
you.
Ringo's
Remember, you
sliding
can-
off.
You can choose.
No, we're not giving
We
him the
can't
option. All right. And this one comes from Sean's favorite subreddit.
Yeah.
Today I fucked up.
Let's go.
All right. The title of this story is Today I fucked up by forgetting to mute myself during a virtual meeting and revealing my deep-seated hatred for office buzzwords.
Oh my God. I was hoping you would read this one. I think I saw this on the subreddit.
Ooh.
Damn, that's a good one. Did you? There was one over COVID where the guy was like, thought he was off camera and then was masturbating. Did you see that?
That had to be a skit.
No, it wasn't. He got fired.
That was real?
Yeah.
They're like, your camera's still on. Your camera's still on.
Yeah.
He's unbuttoning his pants. The camera's still on.
He was beating his mean for
Yeah.
a camera?
Yeah.
Because they went on like a 15-minute break or whatever. He thought he.
He brought out lotion and napkins. And he started unbuckling
bro.
his belt on camera. They're like, Matt, the camera's on. Matt.
Holy shit. Yo, WebEx became WebXXX.
It was insane.
All right, story goes as this. This happened approximately 36 minutes ago, and my embarrassment is fresher than the questionable sushi I ate last night. I was in a virtual meeting with my boss and a few bigwigs from corporate. Everyone was tossing around phrases like circle back, low-hanging fruit, synergy, and my personal favorite, make it pop. Fucking
I
hate
haven't
all
even
this.
heard that one.
Bro, this shit is giving me like flashbacks. If I hear the damn Zoom ringtone, I think I'd do something bad to myself.
Sienna works from home sometimes and I hear it every once in a while. I'm like, oh, flashbacks.
Dude, I get like, I jump. I'm like, oh my God.
Jump scare.
Little did I know I was not muted. So while the rest of the team diligently nodded, I loudly muttered, and they put to my cat, ironically, if I hear let's pivot one more time, I'm going to pivot straight into another dimension. And my boss went quiet. The big wig from corporate started chuckling, and I realized everyone had, in fact, heard my borderline meltdown. Everyone tried to play it off politely, but I'm pretty sure I just blacklisted myself from any future synergistic pivoting. Moral of the story, always double check the mute button, folks.
That's so fucking funny. I think
Yeah.
if I was on that call, I don't think I could help myself. I'd be laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This reminds me of one time I was on a call and I tried to unmute myself to say something and my fucking fat finger hit the camera on. And it was like a work from home day. I'm just like in a tank top. My hair's all fucked up. I'm like, oh! Fucking, I just shot my phone up. And they're like, wait, your camera's on. Now all we see is your roof. Go back on you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Throwing a sweater on.
Or one time my coworker thought he was camera off and he was just lying in his bed. He was lying in his bed and then he was.
Dude, I got in trouble one time. Like, I'm notorious like for I always have my camera off during work meetings, and I'm like the guy that always sends the stupidest gifs to everybody during meetings. And then one time, like one of my friends were presenting, and like I sent I forgot what I sent, but she said it was the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and she broke in the middle of the damn, and she snitched on me like low key, and I'm
What
like,
the hell?
you know what? I deserve that. And I got talked to, and they're just like, oh, it's not professional. I'm like, well, they can kiss my ass, bro.
It's crazy when HR gets talked to.
Yeah, I did get talked to. I'm like, oh, well, sorry. I was just trying to bring up a point here that this is unproductive and we should have just done something. Like, you could have sent the shit in an email.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you guys seen that guy on TikTok who does like classic work conversations or whatever? And he's just like,
Brian?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
It's like a bunch of like letters, and then he fills it in with like the sentence. Anyway.
Oh, no. I don't think I've seen that. I
Okay,
followed this
I've
guy
seen that.
named Brian Kearney, and his skits are hilarious when it comes to office shit. All right. On to the last story. And that's why I picked up first couple short ones, because this is a super long story.
Okay.
And this one is from Best of Redditor Updates, cross-posted by Leif Erikson, our favorite Viking,
Whoa.
that I never knew was not a SpongeBob character.
I learned about him.
I went to a museum
Yeah.
actually a couple weekends ago, and he was talked about because it was a like Canadian history.
Yeah, Josh sent me a TikTok to be more knowledgeable.
I did, yeah.
Mr. Erickson.
Leif Erikson.
I did. I happened to stumble upon it the next day.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, Sean will appreciate this.
I did.
All right. The title of this story is My 42 female husband, 42 male, has informed me he intends to go on a gaycation with his brother-in-law, 35 male, in Ibiza. How do I handle this?
Took a pill and
Wait,
bees.
So
Bees.
your brother then?
Your
No, it doesn't.
with his
Could
brother,
be
with
his sister's
yeah, could be another
Oh,
sibling's
that's
brother
true.
husband.
or husband. Yeah,
Either way, weird.
Strange.
weird. All right,
Yeah.
Maybe he's
Buckle
been
in, boys.
bisexual, but if that seems like cheating. I mean,
Yeah, that's the
Mhm.
main concern I have.
same,
Yeah.
same. All right, buckle in, boys. This is a long ass post. So me and my husband have been happily married for about 16 years, give or take. We both have stable careers, good family life, and are fairly fortunate despite the cost of living racking up in the UK right now. We have 2 boys, 15 and 10, and up until this Sunday, thought we had it pretty good. We argue sometimes, of course, but never gotten too bad, and we have pretty decent sex life with some exploration, but I won't get into that. Long and short is, on Sunday, just after I dropped our boys off at the friends, my husband asked me if we had the house alone, and more importantly, do I have a minute? I said, yes, and he sat me down, then got out this printed poster for some sort of orgy and started explaining to me the concept of a gaycation.
I like the idea of him being like, I need to talk to you, bring out a poster and then explaining
Orgies.
gaycation and orgies. Like, all right. Not where I thought
was
this
like,
conversation was going, but
We going? No.
Right? The roller coaster of emotion the OP must be on. Are the kids home? No. All right. You got a minute? Yeah.
gaycation.
So yeah. Yeah. I want to
Okay.
find people that aren't you.
I'm a little
And a
lost.
lot of them.
How it's where straight men go to somewhere with sun, sand, and booze and become gay for the duration of the trip. But that's fine because it doesn't actually count. Because what happens on the gaycation stays on the gaycation.
This is the fucking Ohio trip or whatever, the Utah trip where he went to the higher altitude.
change.
I'm
Basically,
so confused because it's like, how is this? How are there enough men to have this demographic?
There are enough
you know what I mean?
repressed men out there.
I know, but like, how do you convince yourself you're
like
straight?
Andrew Tate, bro. I feel like
You
all his
wanna-
fans are just repressed.
Well, I'm
I
sure.
guess, but then why aren't people just like, oh, it must be like bisexual?
I mean, yeah, I that's the question I always have, Sean.
Yeah, why? What's so bad about being? Oh, actually, I think I like both.
Yeah,
But it's crazy to just be like, no, I'm fucking straight. I just want to go on a gaycation.
yeah.
And then come back and be straight.
What don't you understand? But-
I don't know why you're confused that a straight man would want to go on a gaycation. It's just to get it out.
Also, it's not
and
cheating.
then I'll come back and be straight.
Get it out, get it in.
I
and I'll
don't
be
think
straight.
that's how it works. I don't think that's how it works.
It's not cheating. It's on the island. It doesn't count there.
It doesn't count.
That's like going to Vegas and being like,
What happens in
"What
Vegas?
what happens in Vegas?
Did I
stays
lose
in
our
Vegas."
mortgage? I don't know.
I was just completely silent and mortified. Even more so when he said he was looking into booking a trip to Ibiza next year with his brother-in-law. And Sean, to describe that, his sister's husband. So that kind of
Oh,
clarifies.
okay.
to
That's
experience it for himself. When he finally let me speak, I just said, I need him to be clear with me. Is he gay? Because if yes, that's okay. But we need to figure out what happens going forward. I didn't let myself get angry or upset. I was just stunned. He swore up and down how he's not gay and he's 100% attracted to women and of course still loves me and our boys. So I said, well, do you think you're bi? Maybe. And he got very defensive, saying how I need to drop the accusations and that this is the beauty of the gaycation. It allows straight men to experience gayness without actually being gay, and how it's like going to an aquarium.
In what world are you fucking the fish? How is this anything like an aquarium?
Well.
Going to aquarium doesn't make you a mermaid or some shit.
Does he fucking go to the petting part of the fucking
That's the most insane thing
finger
I've ever
blast
heard
a
on this
stingray?
podcast.
What are you doing? It's just like an aquarium. I'd be like, what kind of fucking aquariums are you going to? And why are they letting you do these things?
Josh is losing it, bro.
Ringo is mad because I'm like,
Like an aquarium. The conversation would have stopped. It would be like, all right, explain that one. Because
What do you
fuck
mean?
you putting your worm in those fish?
what have you done to these poor animals?
And again, he was adamant he doesn't find men's bodies or genitalia exciting at all, but he needs to experience this apparently.
Okay, like, what is the art? Like,
Why
take
go?
a step back.
It's like going to Disneyland and not going on any of the rides. I'm just here for the popcorn. You go anywhere.
No, but
for
he
that.
openly says he needs to experience it. And experiencing it isn't just watching.
Okay, I guess
Is to get
I'm going to
experiencing
Disney.
it.
I'm going to Disneyland and I hate roller coaster rides. Is that better?
And riding every ride.
Yeah.
But also going it alone. I mean, I really hate Disney. I'm just going to go and ride all the roller coasters.
Yeah.
And no, I don't love roller coasters.
With my brother-in-law who also hates roller coasters.
Also, brother, it doesn't matter if you're straight, bisexual, gay. You're cheating on your wife. I mean,
I think this is the moral of the story for this
I mean,
one.
regardless.
I said, well, I'm really not comfortable because even if he was bi, this would be explicitly cheating on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what you guys are saying. And he got angry and reiterated, he's not. Because that's the beauty of the gaycation. I just had
This man
enough and
thinks
left
all
the room.
marketing is truth. It's just like, I mean, why else would they market it that way if it wasn't
Red Bull
the
does give
absolute
you wings.
100% true?
Okay, guys.
I ignored him for the rest of the day, but we spoke at tea where I again asked him, why does he want to do this so bad if he's not gay? He said how he's interested in how gay men's life differ to straight men's, and that's unfortunately, once the gaycation begins, it's simply impossible for a man to resist and he must surrender himself, mind, body, and soul to the gaycation or be destroyed.
I'm confused.
What is
I've
happening?
never been more confused. I think he just
This
wants
sounds like
to
a cult.
fuck.
Yeah. If you want
But
to understand
I think it's
gay men, there's tons of like podcasts, books you could read. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to go to a gaycation if that's truly your intention of understanding.
I don't.
And if you want to find out for yourself and not cheat on your wife and just be like, hey, I think I want to explore this part of me. It sounds like your wife is okay with separating at this point. Like, don't fucking cheat.
Yeah.
I really can't put into words how surreal it was because he was speaking so matter-of-factly and he again insists that this is a thing that straight men do all the time and how he's actually doing it a bit late. I just said to him, if he has any love for me then, he can't go ahead with this, and if he does, the marriage will be dead. And we didn't speak anymore after that. Since then, he's mentioned no more of it, but somehow, and this is what scares me a lot too, that decision generally seems to be tearing him up. He didn't go into work on Monday, because he told them he just felt too ill and he just looks distraught every time I see him. I really don't think he's wholly gay though, and I can absolutely believe he's bi, but I'd rather we talked about that in a healthy way rather than this incredibly weird denialism around going on a sex holiday to Ibiza. Has anyone known straight guys to do this and come back and just go back to being straight? Like surely that can't be a thing that happens. I'm so out of my depth here and I just don't know how to even initiate the conversation. And for the record, I also haven't mentioned to his sister yet, and I don't know how to even break it to her. Thanks for the help. I just don't even want to think so being able to get this out there has helped even just a little bit.
I'd be calling up the sister-in-law
Yeah.
immediately, being like, "Yo,
Yo.
has your husband talked to you about this shit? Because I feel gaslit."
Yeah.
Because what the I mean, first off, and sounds like OP's with us. If you're bi, dude, just say that. This
Yeah.
cool. It's fine. It's 2025. It's okay. You know what I mean? But I just don't understand. Like,
How he's like,
because I think if you want to fuck a dude, I think you're. I mean,
Well-
I'm not an expert in any way, but I feel like if you're straight, you don't want to fuck the person of the same sex.
no, it's clearly him in denial of some sort. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm not claiming to be a genius,
No.
but I think I understand that part.
Yes. That part is clear, I think. Yeah, which is, again, fine. But that's not the issue here. The issue is you going against your wife's wishes and having sex with someone else. Doesn't matter their gender.
Yeah.
A
It's
bunch of
cheating regardless.
a bunch of someone else's by the sounds of it. With your brother-in-law, which is also just a strange
Weird.
thing.
I'd be
added.
looking at y'all every time.
Yeah.
Is there something?
Yeah, because that's basically family at this point.
Yeah.
So it's just,
I mean, I guess you can go to
it's
the
icky to
orgy
me.
and not
And then just be on
Opposite
opposite ends
sides.
of.
still. Yeah. Anyway,
I've never experienced an orgy, but I
You
don't
don't
know.
say,
I imagine
Sean.
it's just like, how do you know who's where? You know what I mean?
just bodies flying everywhere.
Yeah.
there's so much swords.
But yeah, I like, so that this is something he needs to work out. I worry he's gonna do it anyway.
I would go to therapy.
Yeah. Oh, he
Mm.
definitely needs it to.
I would definitely try couples therapy just so they could just be like, look, if you're bisexual, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you need to explore that, just know that that's why you guys are splitting up, is because you want to explore your bisexuality. Nothing wrong with that, but obviously you can't explore that if you're married.
Yep.
Well, if your marriage partner is like not comfortable with that.
Yes.
So like,
Yeah.
let's just keep it. Let's base ourselves in reality. Let's break up
Yeah.
and then do our thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's honestly admirable how calm OP is, because it's just like, hey, is there a potential that you're gay? And the husband says no. Is there a potential that you're bi? Husband still says no. And it's just like, okay, well, it
The
seems like
math ain't mathing.
the math ain't mathing, but there's some repressed feelings that you don't like, you haven't, that you want to explore, but you're
Yeah.
hiding this big old like freaking gaycation / orgy. You're hiding it as this guy's to cheat, that's the thing that's like fucking everyone up. It's like, even if like, let's say it wasn't like a gaycation, it was just like a regular vacation. It's like, hey, I'm gonna go fuck somebody else, but it doesn't count because it's like a planned orgy.
I'm in Ibiza. It doesn't count. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still cheating. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the ultimate,
I
like,
think
foundation of it
your
all.
dick is still in somebody else. So
Yes.
Exactly.
just by, it's not, I'm not comfortable with that per se. So if that's what you want to do, go do you, but we need to break up.
Yeah.
All right. So there are some updates, there are some edits, and there's some relevant comments as well. And then I'll go jump into the update. Told you this one's going to be kind of long.
Okay.
Edit. Wow, this blew up. This has been incredibly sobering, and I think I've now confirmed what I already knew to be the case. The marriage is dead, one way or another. In a way, I was in denial myself about that. And I've contacted my sister-in-law, and she initially screamed at me, calling me a liar, and even insinuated I was trying to steal her husband. Baby girl, your
He's not.
brother-in-law is stealing your husband.
Yeah.
She rang me back shortly after, apologized, and admitted she was in deep shock. So that, understandable.
Good for her.
I have asked my parents to look after their boys, and we're going to meet tomorrow to discuss this deeper. And I have also texted my husband and told him he will need to make an alternative accommodation arrangements, but he will not be sleeping here tonight, and a bag will be waiting for him. Not sure if the mods want to lock the post or not, but I think we've got my answers. Thank you all for the kind words, especially Champion Flight, who really gave me the good dose of reality I needed. There are some PS. I don't think that's important. We laughed about the aquarium shit, but they put, my husband explained the aquarium thing in that
I'm all ears.
my husband's explained the aquarium thing in that it's a bit like that. You go there and you observe the fishes, You even get a bit up close, but you never actually entered the water. And they put get emotionally invested or become a fish. And they put gay. So it doesn't really count. It was a very bizarre analogy, and I pointed out it still makes no sense. And he just got more in a huff and how I just don't get it. And frankly, I still don't.
Okay, hear me out. Go to a gay club if that's. No one's forcing you at a gay club to have sex with them. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I think he wants to.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's what I would have said as the partner. Been like, all right, well, if it's truly like an aquarium,
No.
gaycation, you're forced to fuck. You could just go to a gay club and observe.
Even in his analogy, he was just saying like you don't get emotionally attached. I think he's still fucking in this analogy.
He's fucking the fish, you think?
No, not the fish.
No.
This is why this analogy is terrible.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If, after that analogy explanation, I would have been like, all right, well, if that's truly what you want to keep it.
He's saying
like
that he's saying you even get a bit up close. So being up close is like the motion of fucking, but you never actually enter the water. And that's the part where he's saying to get emotionally invested. So I think the act of fucking is still there.
Yeah, I think he's still
Jesus
including
fucking
that.
Christ.
Yeah. The
I think this
aquarium
guy
part
also
is weird
fucks
because it's
fish,
like,
you know what I mean? I think he's finger blasting that stream. Man.
Jesus.
He needs to be arrested.
So there are some relevant comments, and then I'll go on to the update. So commenter 1, your husband isn't proposing a gaycation. He's proposing cheating on you with men while using magical thinking to pretend it doesn't count.
Magical.
We've been saying that the whole time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The fact that he's planning this with his sister's husband makes it even more disturbing. His bizarre explanation about surrendering mind, body, and soul isn't straight man's curiosity. It's someone desperately trying to justify exploring his sexuality while keeping his heterosexual marriage. His depression about not being able to go isn't about missing a vacation. It's about being forced to confront his sexuality without his convenient, what happens in Ibiza stays in Ibiza excuse.
Mhm.
His meltdown over not going shows how desperately he wants to avoid facing this reality. To which OOP put, I read over this multiple times, and I guess the worst part is I know you're completely right. And then some people are saying OOP should consider about the divorce. OOP put, I wanted to avoid the divorce option, but I guess is the only option, isn't it? And then another commenter put, so this is just a thought, but I'm wondering if he has really planning on doing the gaycation or if this was just a cover to try to get you to agree to it. What if the real plan was to get with women while he's down there? And OOP put, that I hadn't really thought of that, to be honest. And now that thought terrifies me. From the way he was talking about men, the fact he had a poster for a gay orgy, I mean, it's one hell of a bluff, surely.
Guys, that
And
doesn't
then-
make any sense with the fish
Yeah.
analogy. Come on.
Nope.
We're talking crazy now.
Yeah.
Just
And
kidding.
then last commenter put, tell him you are going to have a straightcation while he's gone and you're going to surrender mind, body, and soul to other men. Honest to God, if my husband proposed this to me, I'd use his time away to pack up, move out, and have divorce papers waiting for him. So now the update. And this was pretty recent. This was November 28, 2024. So not too far ago.
a year ago.
So, yeah. Oh my God. So when I last posted, I contacted my husband to tell him he wouldn't be staying at home tonight and a bag would be waiting for him. And as you can imagine, we argued quite badly. I won't go into the specific details, but no, I'm 100% on board with the fact, at a minimum, he's bi. Might even be gay altogether. We've had arguments in the past, but I've genuinely never seen him have such childish tantrum before. Screaming about how I just don't understand the gaycation. And they put absolutely despise that phrase now. And insinuating I'm actually homophobic because I refuse to allow him to participate in this cultural exchange with the gay community.
How can you be homophobic if he's not gay or bi?
I thought you were going to sing that one rap.
The Drake?
What?
Yeah.
The Drake lyric?
I don't know that
Yeah.
one.
How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay.
Oh,
I thought that's where you were going with.
no.
I was like, Josh.
I would not.
That song is so good.
Oh my
Is that
God.
that's not a Drake song, is it? That's not.
No, it's a British rapper song.
He might have
Oh, no,
featured
yeah.
on it.
No,
I
Drake
don't
just
know.
had another song where he said something about if you're a lesbian, I'm a lesbian or something like that. Or
Interesting.
that's why we listen to Kendrick. Yo.
I think it's one of his old songs. He says, like, are any of y'all into girls like I am, let's be honest.
Oh
Mm.
no. He has an on the college whatever, or what is it? Certified Lover Boy?
Oh, I didn't listen to the album. That shit was trash.
It was trash.
Well, I listened to it and then it was trash. A lot of you said to ask him if I'd be acceptable if the roles were in reverse, and I did say, would it be acceptable if I went and slept with the other guys during that week? Like fucking clockwork, he was very angry and offended, saying it's completely different because a gaycation means nothing, and what happens on the gaycation stays on a gaycation.
I think
This guy
he's now being homophobic and saying gay sex doesn't count.
Could be.
It's gone
Maybe.
full circle.
So doesn't actually count. Whereas I just be straight up cheating.
That reminded me of what was her name? Kelly Osbourne, where she was trying to be so anti-racist that she became racist. What did she say? She said, well, Donald Trump, if you deport all the Mexicans, who's going to clean the toilets? And everybody was like, whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude?
Yo,
you trying to be so woke that you're anti-woke, dude.
Holy
What?
shit.
Yo, she got fucking blasted, rightfully so.
And deservingly so.
Deservingly so.
Holy fuck.
Well, I turned it around on
It's crazy because she did it on a show with like co-hosts, and all the co-hosts were like, whoa.
Was this The View? Because I didn't
Yeah,
know
it was
that's
on The View.
totally-
Everybody was
yeah.
like, whoa.
Well, I turned it around on him. No, but you see what happens in Manchester stays in Manchester. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't count. It's like bird watching. And I think it got through to him. He went all quiet and then started crying, admitting the thought of me sleeping with another man is destroying his heart. But relationship needs sacrifices. So agreed, while in tears, that when he goes on the gaycation,
I'm
I'll get
dead.
1 week in Manchester to do whatever I want. He doesn't want me to, but that's fair in a twisted way, he supposed. And I told him to get out of my house. Thankfully, he left without a fight. And I know it's incredibly petty, but I also drained the joint bank account, and they put legal in UK, so he couldn't try to use it against me. And about an hour later, I got rang up by his mom, who just screamed and screamed at me about being a cheating whore
What?
and how I was a horrible,
Holy.
and what about the kids? Wait a minute.
Excuse me.
What?
Actually, your son wants to go on a gaycation.
He wants to sleep with other people. I put up a hypothetical to prove how dumb it was.
Mhm.
And he agreed to it. Just so he could cheat on me.
Yeah.
When I finally got my composure back, I just said, ask your son about the gaycation. And obviously at first she got angry, but I said, no, just ask him about the gaycation.
And your daughter.
He'll explain, but she called me a fucking joke and hung up. Later on, getting into the evening, got another phone call from her in floods of tears. And she was very apologetic, and I told her she doesn't need to be the one to apologize.
I
She
will
was so
say,
upset.
at least that family is like,
They can see their errors.
they blow up, but they're like, yeah, you know what? I was in the wrong.
Yeah,
My
you're
apologies.
right, you're right. She was so upset. She put father-in-law on the phone, who, while he sounded calm, I could just sort of tell he was on the warpath. Again, very apologetic, and said he overheard the phrase and asked my husband. And husband initially said, "No, it's nothing," before explaining how it's a modern thing, man, to do, and gave them the same spiel about how what happens on the gaycation.
Check out this poster.
Man cannot resist the gaycation, and how a man must surrender to the gaycation. Father-in-law just said they told him to leave or they'd call the police. Don't care where he goes, but he wasn't staying there. And husband tried to call me while I was on the phone, but I just ignored it. And father-in-law just said he was so sorry for me and they have my corner in this, so that's one thing. And I told them that to be there for their daughter because it sounds like brother-in-law is also involved. And father-in-law just said he had to go because he was so angry. Got a text from my husband after the phone call, which was all weirdly rambly, saying about how I'd abused the gaycation to destroy his marriage and destroy his life. Buddy, you brought
Dude,
this on yourself.
You kept using it.
Yep. And again insinuated that I was homophobic for doing such a thing, and told him we'll talk when he grows up, and he blocked his number. I took a day off from work myself to have the locks changed this morning, so that's $500 euros. Oh my god, I can't tell what euros and
Dang,
pounds are.
to
But
change
sorry.
the locks?
Was that?
Yeah, that
Just
seems
to
like
change
a
the
lot.
locks? That seems like a lot of money.
I don't know. Or at least I know he won't be coming back. I'm
I
going
think
to
you
look
got
into.
ripped off OP.
I think so
Sorry.
too.
That's crazy. I think that's
I'm going
wild.
to look into how to proceed with a divorce, and then we'll move on from there. Oh, of course, there's also the brother-in-law. So I haven't met with sister-in-law yet, and we're going to maybe try tomorrow, but we did talk over the phone, and I eavesdropped on the conversation with her husband, where she put her phone on speaker, and I went on mute. Her husband got home earlier and just said to him, "Can you please explain what gaycation is?" She told me afterwards she was praying he'd look confused or just be like, "What?" or anything like that. But instead, he just sat her down and explained that a gaycation is a new thing where straight men go to gay hotspots and participate in gay sex acts, but it doesn't count because there's no investment and because what happens in the gaycation stays on the gaycation. Dude, this sounds like a fucking cult right now.
They can't
It does, 'cause
resist.
how does everyone just believe that?
Oh
like,
my God.
oh yeah,
What's-
it's magic.
It's just insane.
He said it like writing down angry thoughts and putting them in a drawer. You never had to see them again. Whole time, sister-in-law is in tears as he just calmly bats off the same points my husband did about how it doesn't count, and he even did the whole "it's impossible to resist, you must surrender or be destroyed" shit.
It might be a cult if
might
it's the
be.
same.
I seriously think they must be speaking to a dominatrix or something, because surely neither of them are that into this to actually make that up their own. I really don't want to go into what was discussed for her sake, but it did become very apparent to me that the brother-in-law is into sissy hypno porn. At times conflated that with the concept of a gaycation. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
What
No idea.
is that? And you're the
I'm-
expert, so
I'm not that much of an expert, I guess.
we have said we are the three most vanilla dudes on the internet.
Even my consumption is vanilla, brother. There was this utterly surreal moment where sister-in-law is just trying to wrap her head around this while also in floods of tears, and he explains, so genuinely, so matter-of-factly, that for most men, the gaycation is either a one-time or annual thing, but some men go on the gaycation for years, and others simply never return because they use hypnosis and mind control to be totally feminized into a state of permanent pseudo-gayness. She said in disbelief, surely if you're taking up the ass willingly because you want to, that makes you gay. And he said no, because that's the beauty of a gaycation. You can do all this gay stuff, but you don't interact with the wider gay life experience. She asked him if the sissy stuff is what he wanted, and he said, not on a long-term basis, and was adamant this is something all straight men do, but she wouldn't get it because she's a woman.
I can promise you it's not.
Yeah.
We don't get it.
Then there were more insinuations of homophobia. Well, that marriage is dead too, I suppose. The whole ordeal ended when she said to him he has a choice to make, and he said no, he doesn't need to make this choice because the beauty of the gaycation is that
That's
it
crazy.
allows
That
him
is
to keep his
insane.
marriage
This is a cult.
because it doesn't count. She said that's not the choice. The choice is whether he's leaving the house that night or she is. The only good thing he did was leave. Me and sister-in-law spoke about it after that, and I'm just still utterly stunned. And I understand she's gone to her parents for the support, and what exactly did we do to have our lives destroyed in such an abrupt, bizarre, embarrassing way? And for some advice, I'm going to look at devices and bank statements to see if I can find any definitive proof of cheating. After that, I suppose I'll figure out how I tell the boys why their father won't be coming home. There's a slight edit. Spoke to other sister-in-law, and they put my husband's family, his older sister, him, younger sister, blah, blah, and gave her a skimmed-down version of it. She asked her husband, and thankfully he was deeply confused, but then mentioned about 2 years ago at a birthday party, he was approached by my husband and brother-in-law about signing up to some online boot camp around BDSM cross-dressing. He assumed they were taking the piss out of him, so told them to fuck off and never really thought of it again. The fact that this has been going on for that long is making me want to throw up. And then last bit of comments, and we're closing this off, boys. Top comments are one, your husband and brother-in-law are deep in shared delusion that destroyed two families. Their identical talking points about surrender and destruction prove this was coordinated. They're not just planning to cheat, they're already involved in some online community that warped their thinking. The fact that they both instantly launched into the same script about gaycation shows this isn't that spontaneous. You made the right call draining the account and changing the locks. Their attempts to flip this into accusations of homophobia shows how desperately they're trying to avoid responsibility. In this identical language, the bizarre aquarium and birdwatching analogies, the talk of surrender or be destroyed, they're in some online echo chamber that's completely divorced from reality.
Yep.
OP
When your
was like, the bird watching was my idea. But
So why say fuck me for
Yeah,
it?
wait, he's like, fuck me for it? It was wild.
When your husband agreed to let you have a Manchester week while crying, he revealed the whole lie. He knows exactly what this is. Cheating.
Yeah.
And he just wants permission to do it while denying you are the same. The talk about hypnosis and permanent feminization reveals just how far this goes. Get a lawyer, protect your assets, and document everything. This will get worse before it gets better. Focus on protecting yourself and your children because they're far too gone in their shared fantasy to see the destruction they're causing. What a pathetic hill for these two men to die on. They destroyed their marriages, traumatized their families, and alienated their parents, all while insisting none of that counts because they made up special rules about it. They want to cheat without consequences, and they found an online community that validates this fantasy. The end. Whew.
Yes. This is why touching grass every once in a while and getting out of your echo chambers online is a good thing, everyone, because then you just start spouting off random nonsense that people in the real world have never heard of before. So
it is very scary and cult-like that it's the exact same script.
Yeah.
No,
You've
that's
said
the
over and over
beauty of
again,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
there is no beauty of it, I think. It's
Yeah. Also, I hate that they are weaponizing the homophobia thing. It's like, no, dude, that's never been the issue in this
you wanna
conversation.
cheat.
You want to
Yeah,
sleep with
you're-
other
you're
people.
just being unfaithful.
Yeah, there's no magic island that makes that okay. And so,
regardless.
Yeah.
It's an orgy is an orgy.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm glad OP and the sister got out, and I'm glad the other sister's husband was like, yeah, okay, fuck you guys.
Hey, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, insane.
I mean, and kind of like what we were saying too is like, if you really wanted to do all that, we're more than okay for you to like express who you truly are. But that doesn't justify you for like what the last commenter said. These two essentially destroyed two families.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, had they just done the right thing, have that conversation with their wives, say like, hey, I really want to explore this part of me. What can we do together as a couple? Like, you think our relationship will last if I explore this? And you know, the husband should just be like, whatever decision you make, like, I'm all for it because this is on me. This is what I want to do with my life. And, you know, that would have been the respectful thing to partner. Again, we said in the beginning, OP was like, hey, if this is you, this is you. I ain't going to stop you.
Yeah.
But you, well, like what you guys are saying, like using this gaycation or kind of like this indoctrinated bullshit nonsense, and you're weaponizing it to justify cheating. That's where things are like, dude, this is just a fucked up scenario.
Yeah. It also does sound like a cult. So
Yes.
yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. Whew. All right. Well, moving on to the last segment of the day. This might be a long episode, boys, and this is going to be from the amazing Underbakke. Luckily, this might be short. The question is this poster okay?
No.
All right.
Depends on the subreddit.
I'm good.
We'll be able to quickly judge off that.
All right, let's knock these off fast because I'm fucking tired of talking. That was a long story. All right. The first post is from r/pet peeves from OP, your boyfriend set. And it goes as this. I think you should be fine if you're found to not flush the toilet in public. I said what I said. How would this be enforced? I have no idea. But after walking through a bathroom with all 4 toilets unflushed, I think that even the threat of a $500 fine for being an uncivilized caveman would get these idiots to remember what mommy taught them. Is this poster okay?
Wait, sorry. Are they arguing that there should be a punishment for not flushing the toilet?
If you get caught like not flushing toilet.
I thought they were
yeah.
arguing the other way around for the first part, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I agree with that. I think they're
Yeah,
okay.
I think that's absolutely savage.
There's also children who don't always do
Mhm.
it. So I don't know how you force that. But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, just flush the toilet. Be civilized human beings.
Extend that to pet owners who don't pick up after their shit. I'm
Yes,
fucking
that's
tired
crazy.
of cleaning
That's the
stuff on my
worst.
front lawn sometimes. If I catch you on my Ring camera, I'm going to find where you live and I'm going to smear it all over your fucking door. That's not a threat. That's a spoiler.
Sounded like a threat.
All right.
Paul Heyman.
It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. Post number 2 from Skooma003, again from r/pet peeves. I get so annoyed when I tell my mom that I'm tired or I didn't sleep well, and she gets personally offended. She will rant about how she doesn't sleep more than 5 hours and how she's so exhausted 24/7 and how I shouldn't be tired. And they put, I have mental health issues, so I'm often tired, laughing my ass off. Know the feeling. I'm not sure why she feels the need to establish her misery being worse than mine. I don't want to have a contest every time she asks me how I slept or how I'm feeling. There's genuinely no point for it.
Yeah,
Is this poster okay?
I have that same pet peeve.
Yeah, so do I. It's like,
Yeah.
I've been working so hard this week. You don't know what hard work is.
Like, oh, right, buddy. I just wanted to vent.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
Like, okay, you can vent as well after I'm done venting.
Let me have my moment for a little bit.
Yeah.
I hate that motherfucking crowd. It's like, you don't have kids. You should never be tired. Fuck you.
It's like, yes, I acknowledge having kids is probably harder than my life, but I'm also exhausted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Two things can be true.
They can be.
All right. Last post from r/unpopular opinion. This one's dicey, guys. Lazy Construction 9026. It goes as this. You should not speak to strangers, or really anyone, on airplanes. When you are boarding, it's acceptable to let someone know you are sitting next to them or perhaps say a simple hello. You should always treat others with courtesy, particularly the flight crew. And it's occasionally okay to strike up a conversation while deplaning as the other person is no longer trapped. Other than that, quietly keep to yourself. The chances the person next to you just wants a moment of themselves is high. They had a long work trip, they are returning from a funeral, they are leaving school after finals. Even if they are relaxed, the chances they want to spend the flight speaking with a stranger who has a solid 50% chance of being insane is also low. No good can come from cornering someone in a tiny metal tube with no escape at 30,000 feet for multiple hours. It can only make someone feel trapped, desperate, or claustrophobic, and would all rather just listen to music, work, or watch a movie. As a bonus, if you're flying with a friend or family member and yelling or speaking loudly, you're also a monster. I agree. We're all trapped with you. Use your inside voice. No one wants you shouting above your life for 3 hours, 6 inches from their head. Speak in hushed tones politely.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't know if you can blanket statement that for everyone because some people
Yeah. I mean, I
do
think
enjoy it.
a little talk is fine, but also no talk is my preferred.
Yeah, same.
Me too.
Like if someone talks to me, I'm like, I'm courteous. I talk back, but also like, as long as everybody could read the room, it's fine. You know what I mean?
And this is why I love going to Japan. It's like public transportation. It's so fucking quiet and it's great. Not a peep.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love putting on my headphones and listening to a podcast or watching a movie or something like that.
I just go to sleep immediately to avoid all talk. I'm just out.
That's fair.
Even when we're like trying to get off the train or something, like we don't even say a word. Like me and Juliet just look at each other, like hand signals, go signals, or I put on a text, be like, and it's all good. I don't want to bother anybody. But that is it this week. Before we cap it off, Josh, anything you'd like to bring up?
Yes. As I promised, I got the PayPals from over the break. I hope these are all of them.
Do it.
So once again, we are raising money for multiple different charities, Trevor Project, the LA fires, families in Gaza. So sure, there's others I'm forgetting. We've got quite a list now. But if you go to our PayPal, you can select which one you want to donate specifically to. Or you can donate to Sean's Venmo, which then we just split it up evenly between the current donations we've got on. So yeah, we'll read the donations without further ado. First one is from Annie, who sends $15.76. Thank you, Annie. They don't say anything, but we appreciate it. Araya says, "Hi, boys. To give you some happy news, name changing for trans people recently became legal in Germany, and mine went through today.
Hell yeah.
I'm so happy, and I wanted to let you be a part of that and donate at the same time. Love you and keep doing great work, Araya." And they send,
hey, let's go, Araya.
They send $6.90.
Oh, the best number.
And if they're in Germany, that means they really had to do the math to get the conversion to make sure that we got $6.
Yeah, they did.
Right?
You're right.
A lot smarter than us.
They also send a US dollar after that. Basically, I think PayPal had their dead name on it, but it's now updated, so it's fine. They were explaining that.
Nice.
So thank you, Araya, for sending that in.
Hell yeah, Araya.
DRG Art sends $7.52 and say, here's $7 plus tax to celebrate Sean officially being 1 week late to updating the store. Hope to see some
fucking
new
roasted here. We all
hope to see some new merch there soon to better welcome the new year.
We haven't even planned.
Yeah, we're
coming in February, y'all.
We're all late. It's not just Sean on this one.
We had to enjoy the holidays somehow. We didn't think about anything.
Yeah, true. We didn't. We just turned our brains off for a little bit. And finally, from Bronte, they send $8 and they say, "Love you guys."
And we love you.
Thank you, Bronte, for that. And I believe that is all the PayPals. If I missed yours, let me know, but I'm pretty sure that's all the ones caught up. So Thank you everyone who sent them in, and we will get those donations to the proper causes.
Awesome. Sean, anything? I know you save yours for your episode. Anything you would like to bring up though, just in case?
No.
Houston won. They might have lost by the time this comes out.
I'm not trying to. By this time, we're out, I think.
Casey and the refs have gone on to the next round.
It is what it is, motherfucking. They got a dynasty going on. But that is it for this week, Wikimaniacs. We appreciate you for always tuning in. If you like what we do, consider joining our Patreon or YouTube membership. You'll get ad-free episodes, bonus stories. If you're rich, you get extra episodes, bonus live streams, all the works. Head on over to patreon.com/cultivate podcast network, or again, join with our YouTube members. All the links are going to be on the show notes. But thank you, Josh and Sean, for always being my co-host. And we'll see you next time, Wikimaniacs.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Get therapy.